It's September and Bank Bounty has a lot of bonuses for you to do. These are all bonuses that pay out quick, some in as soon as one business day. They pay out a fairly decent amount of money and they're all easy to trigger. So let's get into it. Going on over to the Bank Bounty site, which is bankbounty.io, we can go ahead and scroll down and get to the top picks of the month section. Just a spoiler alert, all three of these will be in today's video, but let's go ahead and start off with Chime. Now, Chime's bonus is $200, which is, fairly decent. It's not the highest, but there are a few things about this bonus that make it a really good one. And honestly, I think everyone watching this video should do it if they haven't done it already, or if this is one of your first bonuses, this is a really great one to get started with. So, like I said, $200 is the bonus amount, but you only have to do a $200 direct deposit, which is probably one of the lowest direct deposit requirements you'll be able to find for a bonus like this. Also, another really great thing is that this bonus pays out super duper quick. I wrote that it pays out fast in 2 to 3 business days, but the truth is that sometimes it can be the next business day if the transfer only takes 1 day to settle, which is fairly common. If we go over to the deposit triggers tab, we can go ahead and look for Chime, which is right here. And all of these will be able to count as a direct deposit for Chime. Of course, these aren't official, like they're not officially posted by Chime, but these are the ones that other users have found to work. So sometimes they may not work and you might have to try another one, but if anything, you can always reach out to us at support@bankbounty.io. But nonetheless, these have all worked by others before, and you should have a pretty good shot at it qualifying with one of these. Like, there's a high chance you either have PayPal, Apple Cash, or Bank of America. Those are all fairly common. Schwab, as you can see, there are a lot of these on here that you can go ahead and try with Chime. Going back over to the offer tab, another thing you'll see is that this is Bank Bounty Enhanced. And basically what that means is that Bank Bounty gives you a cut of the affiliate commission that we receive to make your payout even higher. So if you go ahead and click this offer right here, you'll see that they are offering, Chime themselves will give you $100, but on top of that, Bank Bounty will also give you $100 from the commission that we get, which is $150. Full transparency, we get a $50 profit if you do it, but we give you 100 of the $150 that we get, which I think is very fair. And all you have to do is literally, once you have completed the bonus, go to the enhanced form and simply just, select the Chime offer that you did. Oops, the Chime, just fill this out. We don't ask anything too private. We don't even ask like your last name. We just say your last initial. Just fill this out however you want to be paid, and you'll get your extra 100 on top of the other 100 you already received for 200 total very fast. I'll go ahead and put up some screen recordings or screenshots of payouts that I've sent in the past, just so you can see kind of what that will look like on my end and what you'll receive. But yeah, overall, Chime is just a really great offer, really easy one to trigger. And yeah, since this is Bank Bounty Enhanced, you are getting a very good deal here, because if you were to do it with a normal affiliate link, you would only get $100. The next bonus I'm going to talk about in today's video is actually not a bank bonus. It is a brokerage bonus, but I decided to put it in the video anyway because it's pretty much in the same boat. Of course, it's not going to impact your credit at all since you're not applying for any sort of loan or anything. So yeah, I am including it in this video. But that being said, this is probably one of the best bonuses, and it's honestly, I think, one of the best bonuses in general. It's better than all the bank bonuses that you're going to get for the most part, and it's also very easy to trigger. So right here, as you can see, the bonus amount is $1,100 plus 8.1% APY. Now this, I said it's a $1 transfer in 3 months. It is a tiered offer, so unfortunately, no, you can't deposit $1 and get $1,100, but you have the opportunity to, if we go over here, just to show you what the tier looks like. If you deposit $100, you'll get 20, which is, not the greatest, but it is definitely still worth doing. Once you consider the fact that this is a deposit also, it's not a direct deposit that you need to do. You can simply just transfer this over and you'll get $20 in Nvidia stock that you can sell right away for cash. Now, it gets really good when you start scrolling down and looking through the rest of the tiers. With $2,000, you get $50 in Nvidia stock. Once again, you can sell that, and $100 in cash rewards. So right here, it will tell you the total value. Now, $150 for $2,000 is already pretty good, but one thing that I didn't mention yet, or I did briefly, but you get 8.1% APY. So on top of the 150 you're getting, you're also getting an 8.1% APY on the money that you have sitting in your account, all the way up to $50,000, which I know might sound like a lot. Obviously, if you don't have the full 50,000, you can do a different tier. But really think about this for a second. If you're doing $50,000, you're gonna get $1,000 in Nvidia stock, which once again can be sold, $100 in cash rewards, and 8.1% APY, right? Let's just do a hypothetical right here. If we did the $10,000 bonus right here, we would get $400 in cash basically, because that Nvidia could be sold right away. Plus this 8.1% interest that we would get is for 3 months. So that would be about, give or take 2% through 3 months, since 3 months is a fourth of a year. And that would give us an additional about $200 from this $1,000, all risk-free, right? So we get $400 plus 200, which is 600, which then becomes a very, very good bonus. That isn't even the highest tier, right? I'm just assuming most of the viewers don't have 50,000 ready to deposit. But let's compare that to something like Bank of America, for example. As you can see, their offer is $500 for 10,000, which is less than what Moomoo is offering you. And of course, with Moomoo, you can also take the extra step if you have the money to do so, right? Another thing to remember about Moomoo is that, like I said, it's not a direct deposit. You don't need to trigger it with any certain bank, of course, right? You're just transferring it from one account, whatever account you have, to this one. And it just works out to be a really easy bonus that you can do, that I would recommend everyone does, right? I sold a good amount of my holdings in Fidelity to go ahead and move it on over to Moomoo, just because this was a very, very good offer that is, like I said, very easy to trigger. If you're someone who doesn't invest already, I would seriously highly recommend this one, because you're already going to be getting that 8.1% interest on your money, which is already great, but you'll also be able to invest if you want to. Even if you already are investing, this can be a great hedge if you are feeling uncertain about the market, or if you just have money sitting on the sidelines. I mean, this is of course better than any high yield savings account you're going to get anywhere else. So once again, this is a very good offer to do. Realistically, I think for most people, the 10,000 is going to be most realistic when you compare it to other high bonus amounts like this $500 one with Bank of America. 50,000 might be a little out of reach, but if you can do it, I mean, all power to you. The next bonus we're going to be talking about is Chase. Now, Chase has already been covered to death on YouTube just because it is a very good bonus. It's very easy to get, so I'm not going to go too deep into the nitty gritty on it. The bonus amount is $300. It's a $500 direct deposit that needs to be done within 90 days, which is very low. You can do that. Like I said, it usually pays in a week or less, even sometimes a little more, but about a week. The monthly fee is listed at $12, but with pretty much all these bonuses that I talk about, the first two didn't have any monthly fee, but a lot of the bigger ones like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, they will have a monthly fee, usually very low. But the thing about it is that they are very easily waived. Like if you're under 24, it'll be waived. If you served in the military, it will be waived. If you have $500 in your account, it will be waived. If you do a $500 deposit, which you're going to have to do anyway, it will be waived. So basically a moot point. Once again, going on over to the deposit triggers tab, we can see that Chase, like I said, is a very easy one to do. As you can see, this list goes on and on because there are just so many different things you can do to go ahead and trigger this bonus. I personally did SoFi and I got that bonus money. If you do Uber Eats, you can go ahead, transfer your balance over to Chase and you will get that. And yeah, just go ahead, look through the list and see if there are any there that you can do. The next bonus we're going to go over in today's video is US Bank. So as you can see, US Bank, their bonus is $450. It is tiered like a lot of other bonuses. If we go ahead and open up their offer page, you can see that you can start all the way down at $2,000 for a $250 bonus, which is good. But if you have the money, not even if you have the money, I'll explain that in a second, but I highly recommend you do the $8,000 bonus for $450 because this money can be moved back and forth. Basically meaning you have 90 days to do this, I believe. Yeah, within 90 days. So you have all that time to move money back and forth between your accounts to go ahead and actually trigger the bonus. So let's say hypothetically, you only have $1,000 in your bank account, not your US bank, but whatever bank account you're originally starting with. You can move that $1,000 to US bank, then back to your bank account, then back to US bank, then back and back and back until you have done 8 transfers and, you know, of course, have triggered that $8,000 bonus, which is when you'll go ahead and get paid the highest tier, which is $450. Of course, if you have the $8,000 in your bank account in full, you might as well do it all in one go because ACH transfers do take time. It will take like 2 weeks or so, maybe longer than that. So definitely, if you do have the money, do it sooner rather than later. But if you don't, then this still is an option for you. If you go over here, as I said, it pays out very fast, usually in about 2 days after completing the requirement. As I was saying earlier with the monthly fee stuff, a lot of these are waived. For this one, for example, it's waived with deposits over $1,000, which is a must if you're going to do this bonus. So basically that monthly fee is negligible. And overall, this is, like I said, just a really great bonus to do and definitely recommend it for everyone watching. The next and final bonus we're going to be looking at in today's video is Bank of America. We briefly looked at it earlier in the video already, but we're just going to go ahead and look through it really quick once again because I didn't get through everything on it. But as I said earlier, it is tiered and the bonus amount is up to $500 for that $10,000 direct deposit in 90 days. Now, this one is also a high direct deposit requirement, just like US Bank. But once again, that money can be moved back and forth if you need to. If you don't want to do that for whatever reason, you can just do a $2,000 direct deposit for $100 or a $5,000 for $300. But I really do recommend trying to milk it for as much as you can here with the $500 bonus because you have 90 days to do it. It really should be realistic to do. I think even if you had like $200 in your bank account, you could probably move it back and forth enough times within that time span to go ahead and trigger the bonus. Besides the large bonus that they're giving you, they also have another great perk about it, which is that it pays out super fast like all the other ones in this video, usually about 7 business days, which is a little bit slower than the other ones, but it is still very fast in the world of bank bonuses. As I said, pretty much no reason not to do this one. Maybe wouldn't be my first one out of the ones to do in this video. Maybe one like Chime where it pays out in 2 days, or even Moomoo or Chase. But once again, the monthly fee is very easy to waive with things like a direct deposit, $250, which you would have to do anyway if you wanted to do this bonus. And once again, if you need to see what bonuses are going to trigger that, you can go over to the deposit triggers tab. Make sure you guys check out bankbounty.io because we update these offers on a daily basis. And we also have very nice things on here like a bonus tracker that will show you how much bonuses you have claimed so far. We have a bonus notification system where you can go ahead and enroll in notifications, basically just telling us when you started the bonus, and we'll go ahead and send you email updates if you select them, if you want them, on when you can expect to receive your money, which I think is very nice. And like I said, we have the bonus tracker so you can see how much you have made in total and also see how much money you have tied up in total on your bonuses if you're doing multiple at a time. We're always happy to help, so go ahead, check it out. And just one final thing that I forgot to mention earlier on in the video is that a lot of these bonuses can be repeated. Chase can be repeated, I believe, every 1 or 2 years, which is great because you're getting a $300 bonus every year for basically doing nothing. Of course, you have to close your account, wait a year until it's been closed, and, you know, rinse and repeat that process. It can also be done with a lot of the other bonuses, except for Chime and Moomoo, but Moomoo is already a large enough bonus and they offer recurring promotions in the app. But yeah, that's about it. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave them down below in the comments, and yeah, check out the site.